everyone, today I am here to do a mashup review. If you know, a mashup review is where I take 3 books within similar genres or kind of same genres or sometimes just even 3 books I read recently and review them all for you in one video. Basically, I tell you what the book is about, what I thought about it, and what I rated it. They are all spoiler free. Just basically sharing my thoughts on these books with you guys, and it's easier because there are 3 books in one video. So today I would say is adult literary fiction. Books I will be talking about today are Ghosted by Rosie Walsh. This is an adult contemporary slash mystery, if you will. Then I have The Dinner List by Rebecca Searle. This is an adult contemporary as well. And then I have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is also kind of a contemporary historical book. So they all got kind of contemporary or literary fiction flowing throughout them. Always, I would leave the timestamps down below if you want to hear my thoughts on one particular book. You can go forward to that time and watch me talk about that one book. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first book I want to talk about is Ghosted by Rosie Walsh. So this book is about Sarah and Eddie, and Sarah meets Eddie and they fall in love, and they only have a week together because she has to go somewhere and he has to go somewhere else, and in that week they just really fall in love head over heels. And Eddie goes on vacation and he tells her he will call her from the airport, and he never does. And all of Sarah's friends are telling her, you know, he just ghosted you, he left, he was, you know, in it for the 1 week fling and he's gone. But Sarah knows that the connection they had was very, very real, and she kind of starts digging of where he has gone and reaches out to people, and it, you know, a mystery ensues from there. So overall, I did really enjoy this book. It was quite captivating. I'd say it took about 100 pages for me to get fully invested. It wasn't until, you know, he left and the mystery started really picking up. But until then, it was kind of lagging a little bit. The book is all about insta-love because these characters meet and they fall in love like that. And it's kind of unrealistic, but I enjoyed it because it was a book about insta-love and it knew it was about insta-love. So I had no shame in reading it, and I liked the insta-love because that's what the whole plot was about. Mystery aspect, there was a great plot twist in this book that I did not see coming, and I thought it was done very, very well. I wouldn't say the mystery is like a full frontal thing. It's kind of in the back of your mind of, is this Eddie guy who he says he is? You know, did he abandon Sarah? Did he just was in this for a week? Is he hiding something sinister? Did he do something wrong? So it's kind of like that in the back burner, but you're more interested in Sarah and her complicated relationship with her family and her friends, and her trying to figure out herself and her feelings with Eddie's, if she should let him go and just let him, you know, be gone because he clearly left her, or if she should keep pursuing him and trying to find out where he's gone. So this is a very quick read. It's only like 300 pages, so I feel like it was kind of short, but then I also felt like it lagged a little bit. So overall, I would have to give this book a 3.5 out of 5. Like, it didn't rock my world, it didn't make me like gasp or anything like that. The plot twist was really good, handled well, but overall I'd say if you're looking for a quick read that kind of has a mystery element in the background, this would be a great one to read. Overall, I'm glad I read it. I was kind of expecting more from it, honestly, but yeah, it's 7 perfect days, then he disappeared. A love story with a secret at its heart. And it is that. I'd say that is the quintessential, you know, thing of this book. But I don't have much to say about this book because not a ton happened, honestly. Like, there's the family aspect is the most interesting with Sarah's past and things that happen and things like that. That's the mystery that was much more intriguing to me than to where Eddie went. So I like this book, I just didn't love it. The next book I want to talk about is another really short book, and that is The Dinner List by Rebecca Searle. This one is even shorter than Ghosted. It's only like 270 pages. It's about Sabrina, who walks into her 30th birthday party dinner, and there are 5 people at her party that she was not expecting. One is her best friend, one is her father that she has not seen since she was 5 years old, one of them is her college professor, one of them is the love of her life, ex-love of her life, and one of them is Audrey Hepburn. So you've all heard the saying, if you could have dinner with 5 people dead or alive, who would they be? And that is what this book is all about, the 5 people that she chooses to have dinner with, dead or alive. So this book I really enjoyed, and I wasn't expecting to enjoy it. I have differentiating opinions. I went into this one expecting a ton, didn't really get it. Into this one not expecting a lot, but got something out of it. So the book is told like it starts with a dinner party and they're all conversing and stuff like that. Then they go back into the past between Sabrina's and her ex-boyfriend, love of her life, Tobias's relationship, of how it started, how it kind of fell apart, how it came together, and where they are now. It's very interesting to me to see a relationship come together, and it was told like they had a very long relationship. They met when they were in college, and then they were in each other's lives for like 10, 15 years. They had a very long time together and really delve into what went wrong. And it's all about the messiness of relationships. These characters in this book are messy. They are flawed. The relationship, the love interest relationship is very messy. They both want something very different out of the relationship. One of them wants to work harder, one of them doesn't. They both just are going in two different directions. They can't seem to fall into the same page. So I didn't love the characters, but I loved how messy they were, if that made any sense. I felt like it was very realistic to today's age. I feel like sometimes I read books and it's a very romantic, unbelievable story, and I really enjoy it for that because I'm like, oh, this is so amazing. But then sometimes I read books where the relationship, I'm like, this is so like accurate to today. Like a lot of relationships are like this. Even the friendship in this book, they both kind of faltered where one of them wouldn't call one another, they wouldn't care about each other at one point. You know, it's always kind of that back and forth, not so healthy relationship, but just very common. I have a lot of friendships like that, honestly, myself right now. So bottom line, this book is, you know, interesting, the fact that you have these 5 people that are dead or alive at this dinner table and you don't even think about it. Like, they don't discuss the logistics of it. They're just like, let's do this thing, and they just have a dinner party. And they go back in time to talk about a relationship. And I liked it a lot. Like, the characters are so flawed. Like, the main character, I didn't like her, but then I liked her. She was very, like, wishy-washy with my feelings. Like, but she was so realistic, which is why I enjoyed this book. This is a quick read, only 276 pages, so you can read this in one sitting, and I just loved how it was kind of quirky, but also like kind of realistic with literary fiction and things like that. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. I liked it a lot. The reviews are kind of all over the place, but I am one of the few. I'm one of the ones who really enjoyed it and would recommend it. It's a quick read. It's going to make you think and examine the relationships in your life. And also, there's a huge plot twist at the end. Did not see coming. Thought it was amazing. Lastly, we are going to talk about The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm sure you've heard about this book because it has been hyped, unhyped, unhyped on BookTube. Like, for the past year, anybody who's everybody has been reading this. And that is why I haven't read it until now, because sometimes with hype books, I flock to them. I'm like, I need to check it out. And sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to wait a little bit and just test the waters, and that's what I did for Evelyn Hugo. So I actually follow a main character named Monique who works as a journalist at this magazine called Vivant, and she gets a chance to interview Evelyn Hugo. And then when she gets to Evelyn Hugo's house, she actually learns that Evelyn Hugo wants her to write her life story. So this book is told in that. So it flips back in time between Evelyn Hugo and Monique talking, and they'll go back to when Evelyn takes over the storyline about her life. Evelyn Hugo is an old film star. Just kind of think of her as Marilyn Monroe, kind of Meryl Streep, where she is just famous. She's been in a lot of amazing movies. She's had a lot of things happen in her life, and she's very kind of elusive when it comes to interviews. She's also had 7 husbands, and everyone wants to know, like, why 7 husbands? Did you love one of them over the other ones? Were they all fake? Were they all for show? Were all of them, you know, real? And so this book delves into Evelyn Hugo's life and how she got famous, how she met every one of her husbands, why they were married, why they got divorced, and things like that. This book is hyped. I keep saying that. And is it worth the hype? Yes, it is. Like, I'm not seeing a review less than 5 stars for this book, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. It captivated me from page 1 to the ending. I could not put this down. It's immersive. It was amazing. I love how it went back and forth with time. Also, the audiobook was amazing. I listened to half of this on audio. The audio will have one narrator for the current time, then we'll have Evelyn Hugo take over for when it's her storyline, and I really enjoyed it. It's also told in 7 different sections for each of the husbands. So the 4 Ernie Diaz, and that's the first husband. It'll be like, damn, Mick something. This book has a lot of amazing things in it. The diversity alone, a lot of talk about sexuality. I don't want to spoil it for you because I think you have to go into the book with not knowing much about it. It does involve our main character, Evelyn Hugo, and her sexuality and how she identifies herself and how she struggled with that through her life and things she had to hide. It also deals a lot with women in the workplace, especially interracial women, and because Evelyn Hugo herself is part Cuban, and so she was really struggling with getting, you know, into the Hollywood scene and how she had to change herself a lot, and it's just very interesting. It's so good. But at the end of this book, I was 100% for sure Evelyn Hugo was a real person. I was like gonna go on Wikipedia, look up all of her movies, watch them all in the movie marathon, and just analyze the crap out of them. And then I was like, oh yeah, she's not a real person. Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote this to make you think Evelyn Hugo is real. I totally thought she was. I love the way she wrote the Hollywood scene of how she got her movie parts, how she filmed them, how she met all of her husbands. It just talks about so many amazing things, and I cannot recommend it enough. I know if you're one of the people that's like, everyone's been reading this, it's really overhyped, why would I bother? I'd say bother. It's such a fast read. You're gonna fly through it because you're gonna be addicted to it. And it talks about like so many amazing things: diversity, sexuality, women in the workplace, and you know, LGBTQ rights. It's so many amazing things that I just love. I did not really love the main character, Monique. You didn't get to see much about her. This book is not about her, I'd say. It's about Evelyn Hugo's life and how she has done a lot of bad things, but sometimes maybe for the right reasons. And maybe she's done good things, but for the wrong reasons. She's a very flawed individual and she's aware of it. And definitely one of my favorite books of the year, hands down. So freaking good. Already want to reread it. I kind of want like 50 more books about Evelyn Hugo because I'm that obsessed with her storyline because it was just amazing. It's needless to say, I've already ordered other of Taylor Dickens Reid's books because I need to read them all now. So yes, is it worth the hype? Yes, I will stand by it and say it is worth the hype. So freaking good. 5 out of 5. Trust you me. Read this book. I don't think it'll let you down. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts and opinions about these 3 books. Clearly my favorite was this one, but I did enjoy these 2. I'd say if you're looking for just a light mystery thriller with romance into it, Ghosted is for you. If you're looking for something about messy relationships and kind of the comings together of one and a quick read and kind of quirky, The Ditto List is great for you. If you're just looking for something that's just gonna knock the socks out of you, pick up The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's gonna wow you. And the ending, oh my gosh, all these have really big plot twists in all of them. Didn't see them coming. The one that shocked me the most, I'd have to say, is this one. This plot twist, like, did not see coming. Oh my gosh, so insane. So yeah, I'd recommend all these books, all for different reasons, I say in all my reviews. But if you've read any of these, please let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you've read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, did you love it? Did you think it's worth the hype? Are you one of the people that was like, it was okay, it's not worth the hype? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions behind it because I just really liked it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on all 3 of these books. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.